Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Today, super cool one. We'll be talking about the best cities to raise a family in here in Colorado.
All right, let's check it out, guys. What's up, guys? I'm Schmidt. This is my partner, Will Grimes, and if it's your first time checking out our channel, welcome. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button and don't forget that notification bell. That way you get notified all week long when we're dropping a ton of content like we always do, telling you everything there is to know about moving to or living in the entire Denver, Colorado area.
100%, and we are licensed brokers here in the state of Colorado, which means as much as we love making these videos, we would love more to help you with those real estate needs. So if there is something we can help you with, we would love to do that. But with that being said, let's dive into it. Let's talk about best areas to raise a family in, and breaking that down, like, well, what does it take to raise a family up? We're going to talk about it from our perspective as far as being a native, almost a native. He's close. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, right? But either way, it boils down to what can you go and do with your family, right? How safe is it? What can you do recreational-wise? School districts, commute, if you guys do have to take kids places and everything like that. So without further ado, let's dive into these pillars.
Number one on the list, Littleton. Now, why did Littleton top the list? Because they have one of the absolute best school districts in Colorado.
Correct.
One of the safest school districts.
Nationally recognized as one of the safest school districts in the country.
Yep. And on top of that, the other metric that we're kind of using to gauge what we consider one of the best areas to raise families, that's a sense of community. And Littleton, just with their old town areas, their new developments that they have, like Solstice out there, in conjunction with their old town Littleton that they have, there is a great sense of community out there.
Breweries down there. What's that big brewery down there?
Breckenridge Brewery.
Breckenridge Brewery, super cool. And let's talk about commute. Your commute into the mountains when you are that close, when you're there in Littleton, like super cool. So if you do like getting up and going skiing or snowboarding or hiking or riding mountain bikes or whatever it may be, the commute is not bad at all as far as like being on that side of 470. Not a bad spot.
Yeah,
equity out there is still great.
School districts are like second in best
super
in the
strong.
state.
Super strong. You do have a couple of like floodplains out there, super minor, and Littleton hasn't been flooded in like 1,000 years, but they still call them like floodplains.
Yeah.
We'll get into that in a different video, or if you guys have specific questions when you are buying a home in Littleton, yes, we can make sure we're looking at the floodplains where they're at, and not so much whether or not they're gonna flood. Like they've already mitigated why they flooded in the first place 100 years ago. It's more so about like the insurance that you have to have on that home, and is the juice worth the squeeze as far as like that specific block or that area. But 98% of Littleton is not. So please don't overanalyze what I'm speaking about right now as far as floodplains.
Now, number two, right where we're at right now, we are in Castle Rock. We're at this community called McCanta. We're actually at a new build right now that is being built for one of our clients who came here to check it out, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they are. Everything looks phenomenal. But Castle Rock, number two on the list.
Rocks from castles.
Is that what it is?
Seems pretty strong.
Yeah.
Seems pretty durable.
What a strange person.
All jokes aside, super great area. Douglas County School District, very competitive athletically, very competitive academically. You've got the Castle Rock outlets that are down here. We've got a lot of different strip malls that have grown. Your equity and your overall just growth out here is really cool. Your commute to the airport, not bad. Your commute, I-25 north up into Denver Tech Center or Denver, not bad. You're still not far from the mountains. You're a little bit further away as far as like what a Littleton would be considered their drive time, but you're still within an hour getting to the mountains. And what I love most is just these new build communities that are out here, the trails that you get, the horseback riding that you get, the overall Colorado experience. It is really hard to beat Castle Rock in that sense.
It is, and when you're looking for family things to do, I think Castle Rock wins. I think Castle Rock tops the list when you're looking at just all the parks, all the rec centers. Like Will mentioned, all the trails. You've got Philip S. Miller Park, which is a phenomenal rec center.
Great park.
They've got a huge outdoor obstacle course, zip lines, really cool Colorado things right here in your backyard if you choose to make it Castle Rock.
You got security. I'm down here.
That's right. That's right.
I'm moving down here as of March 1st, right? So I will be your neighbor. So if you guys want to come by and have some fun with me, if you don't get enough of me on this camera. Either way, I would love to see you guys and have you guys down here. But overall, again, like I think Littleton school districts is like slightly ahead. But man, when it comes to like top school districts in Colorado, it's talking about the best 5 quarterbacks in football. Like I don't think any of them are bad preference-wise. One might score slightly higher than the other, but like Castle Rock, the Colorado experience and what you guys are gonna have literally out your back door.
Now, next up, we have Southeast Aurora. When we're talking top school districts, your Cherry Creek school district's down there.
Cherry Creek, so man, they're super competitive, and like compared from like a Douglas County to a Cherry Creek. So we're coming from Cherry Creek school districts over to Douglas County. We've got some friends that have kiddos in Douglas County school districts. Sometimes kids don't bring homework home from Douglas County. I guess they do it in school, or teachers are like, "Oh no, you shouldn't have homework." Cherry Creek schools, you have homework. My daughter has homework. She has about an hour a day. They really push the pace there. She'll be staying over there for just a short bit until we start the new school year over here. But a lot of different, not maybe a lot of different differences. Either way, super competitive with athletics. A lot of really cool stadiums. You've got Southlands Mall, that's over there. A lot of different commercial, and your commute from Smoky Hill Road or Gun Club or 470. Really easy. So you're on the further side as far as being away from the mountains, but your views of the mountains are still beautiful. And you still have more than a commute to get in there.
And when it comes to family stuff, you got concerts in Southlands,
Oh,
right?
right. Every Thursday.
Yeah, every Thursday during the summer.
Yeah.
During the wintertime, you have ice skating there. They have a really good movie theater there. You've got parks everywhere. Some of the major neighborhoods. Aurora Reservoir is right there. Some of the major neighborhoods you're going to want to pay attention to would be South Shore, Beacon Point, Talons Reach, Blackstone. Sense of community, guys, top notch out there. Anytime you've got those community pools, because pools aren't a big deal in Colorado, like people don't have them typically, we always use them during the summer in the communities. Yeah. So it's a really good way, especially for new people coming into the state, to meet new neighbors, have the kids meet the neighbor kids, things like that.
Littleton is Littleton. If you ever drive through, if you guys come to town and we take you through those areas, Littleton is Littleton. You've got like Old Town Littleton, you've got breweries out there, it's close to the mountains, but it's got like that old culture, like old town suburbia feel. Awesome. Castle Rock, you literally feel like you're in the mountains, and in a lot of places you are. You're on the rolling hills, you've got pine trees everywhere. So you've got the feeling of like being in the mountains, in the valley of like the mountains. Southeast Aurora, you've got South Shore, which is almost like an East Coast
lake vibes,
lake view, like a lake view house. Really cool. You've got Aurora Reservoir right there, so it's very fitting to have like a lake style house. That's the culture there. Blackstone is a little bit more traditional. It's got a really cool all brick and stone real country club.
It's a golf community.
Talons Reach is a little bit similar to Castle Rock in the sense that it's got some rolling hills and some pine trees and things like that. But when it comes to like overall livability between school districts, commutes, things to do, they're all awesome. The atmospherics are going to change from Castle Rock and the experience you have in those neighborhoods and kind of like being in those rolling hills. And Castle Rock's mountain feel is definitely more than a Southeast Aurora, even in Talons Reach. Yeah. That neighborhood's got some rolling hills, but out here in Castle Rock, you're in the mountains and those rolling hills, and it feels really cool. So it's more at scale, but Southeast Aurora has like those lake style houses and really cool, and your views of the Rocky Mountains are still really great. So a couple different things as far as atmospherics, but man, on any of these, you guys are not missing out on anything, right? So it's just
we got 2 more.
Oh, we do.
We got 2 more.
Oh well, excuse
got 2
me
more.
for trying to have the last word on Eli. You guys already know how this goes with this freaking guy.
We got 2 more here. So diving into it, get in here.
You guys know I can't be away.
Diving into it, Centennial number 4.
Ah, okay, really?
Now, why did Centennial make the list?
Yeah.
We have the number 2 best school district,
Okay.
Littleton. We have the number 3 best school district, Cherry Creek. On
Okay.
top of that, Centennial, it is more established than a Southeast Aurora. You have more mature trees, more mature neighborhoods, slightly older homes, still really, really good value, but very, very centrally located.
And a lot of your Centennial, just to give you guys a reference, is going to be in the heart of like Denver Tech Center, just on the outskirts of that. And you've got some by Dove Valley, which is where the Broncos train in the courthouse.
Centennial's weird because it's all the way out.
Why does he point at me when he like he needs to like give you guys an example of weird? So he's like, Centennial's weird. Like, no, bro, you're weird.
Let's get weird! Let's get weird!
We're definitely weird.
We're weird.
But Centennial goes all the way from Greenwood Village, DTC, all the way out to
Southeast
Aurora. Yeah.
So I feel like Centennial is only getting this honorable mention because they're the friend that has all the other cool friends, so they get invited to the party. Like they're kind of like riding the wave of Littleton and Southeast Aurora and Cherry Creek school
Having
districts.
2 of the best school districts that serve one city is pretty cool.
But all jokes aside, if you guys do have to live closer to Denver Tech Center or like more central Denver, but not in the heart of like, obviously it's not Denver Centennial, but on the outskirts, but as close as possible to the outskirts of Denver Metro, not a bad spot, and you've got Cherry Creek High School there.
last but definitely not least, Boulder. Now, why did Boulder make the list? It has the #1 school district in all of Colorado.
Yeah.
Boulder tops as far as education goes. On top of that, when it comes to a sense of community, a safe place to raise your kids, Boulder has all of that.
Correct. And you guys do get some wildflowers that are up there. It's been a little bit more recently, the past 2 years than anything, but one of them was man-made, right? Like, you don't see that too often. So there are a couple things to consider there, but it's not the norm. It's been the norm most recently, but it's not the norm that we see over time as far as like huge fires. And there's a lot of like inner city Boulder that you can live in. There's Netherland that's just behind it where you do get some fires, but super gorgeous. But overall, it's Boulder. It's nostalgic. I mean, it's like talking about Aspen.
I'm talking about a little place called Aspen.
It's that, guys. It's nationally recognized. It's been here for a long time. A lot of celebrities like Boulder, and there's huge trails out there and everything else. And it's literally in the Rocky Mountains, right? So proximity-wise, it's one of those. But livability, style of home, commute in and out of the mountains, a little bit different.
Things to do.
All things to consider. We can definitely help you guys with those. And again, just as much as we love helping you guys here on these videos, we would love more to help you in person with those real estate needs. So that number that's popping back up below. All you guys send us phone calls, text messages, and those emails. We would love to help you.
That's right.
But with that being said, until next video, you guys enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend, and we will see you very soon.
See you guys.
Back to the channel. We are the Mile High Property Brothers. Can help.